Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm Georgette Pierre, and you're listening to Black and Nuanced Podcast, dispelling the ideas that all Black people are monoliths, because we're not. My guests and I bring our varying perspectives to pop culture, relationships, and things we go through that we can't always name. Welcome to Black and Nuanced, powered by Excitement Radio. I got two special guests in studio with me. My former colleagues, or current colleagues. I said former, my bad.
Former? Why? You trying to get rid of us already?
No, look, speak it into existence.
You know
it's
what?
Time for the next level.
You're right.
It is.
You're right.
Next level.
Speak on it, Telly. Speak on it.
It's so funny how your brain does certain things. That's hilarious. Okay, anywho, I don't mention where we work at on my podcast, but I have Telly in the studio.
What's
Telli
up?
and Queen.
Up?
Telly, tell them who you are.
My name is Telly, a.k.a. Tellyoki. You can catch me on the #1
I can't, Queen.
radio station in the market, hip-hop and R&B station. You already know what it is, so I don't even have to say it.
Ooh.
And then Queen over here sipping her
I know.
parfait.
That was definitely a mistake.
Queen has no clue. I swear she has no clue. She doesn't care. Queen.
Yeah, but it's the one and only. You can't call me your girl Queen, baby.
This is
And
her
I'm back.
third time, right?
No, yeah,
It is her third time.
Yeah, third time.
This is my first time.
Yes, welcome, Telly. So, ladies, listen. So, I had a chance of interviewing one of Def Jam's undisputed artists. His name is TJ Porter. So, I'm gonna throw in that interview real quick.
I have TJ Porter on the line with me. Harlem rapper, part of Def Jam's undisputed artist roster. TJ, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on? Harlem in the building.
I feel like every time I talk to anybody from Harlem, they go so hard and rep Harlem. What is it about Harlem?
I don't know. I think it's just like the aura and our attitude. That's just how we all are.
I'm not mad at that. So you started rapping when you were young, hella young, but not everyone can turn that into a career. What was your way out growing up in the Wagner Projects, and how did you stay out of trouble?
I'm not going to necessarily say I stayed out of trouble, but I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. So it was like, I wasn't getting in as much trouble as everybody else, but I was getting in trouble.
Yeah.
But I felt like the music and basketball was kind of my way. I felt like those are the only two way outs for somebody growing up in the hood.
Now, it's like I read that you wanted to play basketball professionally, but something like a life-changing event happened that kind of made you pivot to music. What was it that happened?
Yeah, my best friend, he got shot, and he always wanted me to do music. So I was going through our messages, and then I just started doing music again. And it just, now, yeah, like it took off.
Yeah, so that was enough for you to be like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore for basketball. I gotta pursue this music thing.
Yeah, it was over. It was over. Yeah.
Do you still dabble in basketball though?
Sometimes, like, we be playing for fun, or I'll, like, play other rappers for money and stuff.
That's what. So you dropped No Disturbance EP in February. Then you just released another one called Voices of the Trenches in June, accompanied by the video for Harlem. Is there another EP on the way? You know, what's the difference between the two that you just dropped?
What I just dropped was like an album, but
it
was like we weren't like looking for any first week sales or anything. Like, it was just so people could hear more of me. That's why I only put one feature on it, and I really didn't want no features. But yeah, I got another EP coming in probably about September.
Okay.
It's gonna be called We Gon' Ball. That's when I'm gonna drop my merch line too.
Nice. So you already have, because I was like, how many EPs is he dropping? Is it part of the bigger puzzle on telling your story?
I think I'm just trying to get people in the music game to respect me right now.
Now, so who have you kind of dabbled with? Who's heard your music in the industry that you respect and you're kind of like, wow, I can't believe they listen to my music?
Like me, K-Boogie.
Nice.
A few people.
That's what's up. Now, do you want to work with them in the future? I know you said you're not doing any features now, but in the future, would you want to link up with Meek and some other people?
Yeah, of course.
Now, talk to me about this Harlem video. I saw you standing on top of the buildings, on the
that's my project. That's my project. I used to always do that as a kid. So when we were shooting the scene, when I told them let's go shoot a scene over there, it was like right here. I'm like, I'm about to go on top of the building. They thought I was joking. Everybody was looking at me crazy. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, nah, I've been doing this since I was a kid.
Right. You ain't new to this. You true to this. So you had to make sure the piece of Harlem was in there. How did you make your way to Def Jam? Like, was that, did you know somebody? Did they hear something? What was that connection like?
No, it was like my manager. He was like, when he first met me, like we really didn't shop around at any other labels. Like other labels hit me like when I dropped Tricky, but by that time I was already signed to Def Jam. Cause I signed before I put any music on.
Okay, because I was like, okay, he's dropping EPs, like maybe he has something. Because I know Tricky did really well online, and so they had already wanted you prior to you dropping the stuff that you dropped.
Yeah.
That's what's
I
was
like
with
that. Def Jam since last year, July 4th.
Okay. Look at that. 1 year anniversary. Okay. Now, the merch line that you have going on, was that something that you always wanted to do, or is that something that is in collaboration with Def Jam?
No, that's all me. That don't got nothing to do with Def Jam.
Okay. What's the name of the merch line? Where will people be able to find it when it does go on sale?
It's called We Gon' Ball. That's like my slogan. So we just gonna turn like my slogan into merch, because a lot of people saying it. A lot of people always like, I made some prototype shirts and I wore them to shows, and everybody kept asking me like when those coming out, but I only had made them for me. I started looking at that, and me and my manager's like, nah, you gotta make a merch. You gotta make merch. So
that's the way to do it. I mean, like, to make money off of people wanting the stuff that you're wearing. That's definitely a smart move. Just to have like more like streams of income coming in as well outside of the music. So
yeah.
I saw that you did a scavenger hunt in Morningside Park. Real talk, I literally, TJ, I lived on Manhattan Avenue. I lived right across the street from that park. And so, yeah, like I had just moved down to Florida a year ago, and I was just like, wait a minute, he did a scavenger hunt in my old hood. What was that like? I was like, man, I wish I still lived there, because I would have pulled up to try to get this, whatever y'all were giving away.
Nah, it was just, I just posted on Instagram, like the first 5 people to come to Morningside Park, I'm going to give $500 to. So I just gave
I would have walked, that's funny, I would have walked right down the, TJ, I would have literally walked right down the steps and hit that park up. Like, I was like, damn, of course I would miss that. Do you plan on doing more experiential events like that, like scavenger hunts, any content releases outside of music?
Yeah, I like doing stuff like that for the kids, man, like just to give them hope, because I ain't had nobody doing that when I was coming up, so I just be seeing the smiles on their face and like put them in the mood. Like, you don't know what kids is going through. I'm saying, like, I had a hard life, but I always smiled, so nobody knew what I was going through. But it's a lot of kids going through a lot of difficult times right now, so I just try to brighten a lot of people's days by doing little stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw
even them just seeing me.
Yeah, that it just does something for you. Like, because I was going to say, what is it that kept you going, and what advice would you give to anyone that's going through the motions as well?
Like, I got a different way of thinking, so it's like what worked for me is not going to work for everybody, but like I got this thing, like even my mom knows, like I got this thing about me, like when I just stop caring, it's like, but when I mean stop caring, it don't mean quit or give up. Like a lot of people stop caring and they quit or give up. I just stop caring, like I just block everybody out and I just focus up
on what you need to do. Yeah, I mean, and I know sometimes it's tough. You know, I was looking at your Instagram, I was just like, wait, is that a photo of him and Diddy's son? And then looking at some other stuff, I was like, TJ is out here for real.
Yeah, I'm out here.
You out here for real. Now, do you get a chance to often go back to where you grew up? Do you still kick it with some of the same people? Yeah. Because sometimes people kind of drift off, and all of a sudden.
Nah, I'm about to drift off. Nah, for real. I'm about to drift off.
Yeah. Do you keep a tight team of like friends with you, like with you going where you're going with music and Def Jam?
Yeah.
Do you keep your circle really small?
Like, yeah, all my friends locked up. All my friends locked up. I'm the only one that's not locked up. Everybody else locked up. They got indicted.
What else do you have going on this year? I know you got a tour coming up, right? I know you said you're going to drop the other EP. Do you have a tour that you're about to jump on?
I don't know anything for sure right now, but I know that my booking agency is working on things right now.
Now, TJ, how can they find you online to keep up with all the stuff that you got going on?
YouTube, SoundCloud, IG, Twitter, everything is TJ Porter.
Nice. So easy. So simple. TJ, thank you so much. I wish you well with everything, and I'm definitely going to keep a lookout on what you got going on. Absolutely. Have a good day.
You too.
Shout out TJ Porter, Def Jam, EP. Thank you for allowing me to chop it up with him. So, okay, ladies, are y'all ready to get into this story?
Let's get into it.
I just feel like this is like the story that just keeps on giving. R. Kelly. Guido.
Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Do you know, for the longest time, I remember thinking that I thought his name was Robin. Someone had told me his name was Robin Kelly when I was younger.
Well,
okay, that's
Robin
fine.
been rocking.
Robin Rocket. Okay. That's fine. And so I had to throw this story in here because I thought it was just very interesting that now he's facing charges in New York.
Yeah.
Come August 2nd. So the Gritty, my beloved city, wants that ass.
And they say New York do not play. And when
no.
Homeland Security came and got him, the New York PD, like everybody
was coming for that ass.
Yeah. Everybody went and got him, and it was not playing. They say once Homeland Security get involved, it's no ifs,
that's
ands, or buts
wild.
It's no ifs,
Homeland
ands, or buts.
Security.
And I want to know in New York, like, what they was getting him for. Was it the same?
So it says allegedly. So this is from Variety.com. It says the charges are part of multiple allegations of sexual misconduct against the singer that were filed earlier this year. The U.S. Marshals, they want him brought by the U.S. Marshals to the federal courthouse in Brooklyn for his hearing on August 2nd. What else does it say? He was just ordered held without bond currently, and so he's in Chicago right now.
They said the lawyer was like, because they tried to get him, house. What it is when you get arrested, but you don't have to stay in jail.
House arrest?
Not house arrest, but you gotta wait until your court case,
your trial.
So they said in order for him to do that, his lawyer made a notion and said that unlike my I can't get it out, but basically he used R. Kelly's song. It was like R. Kelly, unlike R. Kelly's song, he does not believe he can fly. Basically saying like he not gonna fly if y'all don't make him.
Oh, like he's not gonna try to escape. Well, the thing is, there's about 18 counts of serious sexual misconduct between Chicago and New York, and
it's over for him.
People are saying, and so they're considering him a flight risk, or the risk of obstruction is real. The risk is ongoing.
That's why they
because of his fame and power.
Bail. That's why they didn't want to get him bail. That is so funny. And then you seen the two sister wives.
They're still at the apartment.
No, they kicked them out.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They
were still there.
They was at Trump Hotel, I think, like
in
yesterday.
Chicago.
Yeah, and they just recently kicked them out because at the end of the day he was paying for that. And
and so they don't know where their money is going to come from to take care. Ooh.
So they kicked them right on out, baby. They don't play that.
Yeah, he's 52. He could receive a minimum of 15 years behind bars and a maximum sentence of 195 years. Some of the based on Chicago charges alone. So off rip in Chicago, 195. Some of these years just don't make any sense. Like he's 52, 195. No one's lived past like 120.
They gave that what was it, the guy who was like molesting those Olympians? They gave him like
100,
like it was 100 and something years.
Yes, because was it? It's not Gabby Douglas. What's the other? Simone Biles.
Yeah,
she came out. Yes, because she was affected by reportedly. Yep.
Yeah.
Dang. The one thing I don't like, and I remember saying it when we had talked about that story. Call it sexist, call it whatever. I just do not believe men should be in fields where it deals with the female genitalia at all. Like I don't think they should. I'm not saying that women can't.
I get what you're saying.
I'm not saying women can't be accused of misconduct, but I just feel like it's higher when it's with men involved. Heterosexual, cisgender men, yeah.
Especially at that teenage age, and you know what I'm saying, you start
because you don't know the difference. Yeah, like can you gynecology? Nope, should not be men. And then even dealing with that, like I remember the first pap smear I had was with a male doctor. I had my mom in there with me, but I didn't go back to him. I was like, Mommy, yeah, I'm gonna need a female. And regardless, may he rest in peace because he ended up passing away from something. And there was no foul play. But to me, it didn't feel right. I'm 18 years old and I have this
man touching up in me, not even on me, in me. So that's
different.
It
just feels
like
different.
At this point, come on, let's get our goodies and let's get naked. At this point, like it's that, like you get what I'm saying? It's a man, but I totally get what you. That's uncomfortable.
Y'all have male or female gynecologists?
When I had it was a female.
I had a male one time, but I need to look into a female.
Oh, okay. So you don't have a female. I
don't even have like a quote unquote
gyno.
Yeah, me neither. I don't have a set one. Like my mom took me to one a while back, and it was a woman.
Yeah. Okay, ladies, I need y'all to go yearly. You're still of age that you should be going yearly.
You right, Queen.
No, dead ass. No,
No, you
seriously.
are
Like,
right.
I'm in my mid-30s, and they're telling women as they get older that they should only go every 2 years. I still believe in going every year, and I still go to my gyno in Virginia, and she's West Indian, so I literally, like, she'll always talk to me about family stuff. Like, so it's like a relationship formed.
Yeah.
And so I know that takes time, but find someone that y'all can rock with, and she's a black woman, so it's like, we
Like
can.
she get it.
Yeah,
You know?
like she just, she's helped me, like talk me through some things, like talk me off the ledge with some shit. So, anywho, yeah, sorry for you, but not for real, R. Kelly, because that's ridiculous.
Robert. So are y'all still listening to Robert music?
I have not. I can't even remember the last time I listened to it, to be honest with you.
And honestly, I don't even think it's because of what he did. I think we
yeah,
really just
grew out of it,
you
right?
Even listening to him like that before then, so now it's like.
But you know what? My neighbors were having a house party the other day. And my mom told me when I was gone, she was like, yeah, the DJ was playing some R. Kelly and nobody seemed to mind. And he like played full songs.
The issue I have, and I was getting in on somebody about this because they're fans. It's a black man. I'm gonna call him out if he listens, but he knows because I already reamed him for it. But for something, he won like this prestigious award for his age. Like I think it was like a 40 under 40 type thing or something similar. And he was gonna wear a Kodak Black shirt. And I had to call him out for that. The reason why I had to call him out for that, and I'm going to connect it to R. Kelly, was for this man to be reportedly accused of sexual assault. You are going to wear this man's shirt because y'all grew up in the same neighborhood. There's so many issues with rape apologists, like black women. Just the simple fact that people don't care about R. Kelly's music being played because those aren't their daughters, those aren't their sisters, those aren't their. It's not in your. It does not hit them the same, and I had an issue with that. And I called him out. I was like, I told him, I was like, man, you could run for office. Like, you have this charisma, and then you're just really, really interested in about, you have a lot of love for your community. I said, but you will get called out for wearing this man's shirt who's currently in jail. I don't care if you think he's guilty or innocent. They have filed charges against him, at least for sexual assault. No one wants to talk about the sexual assault. They only want to talk about the gun charges. Mm-hmm. So we're going to ignore that this woman reportedly got raped by y'all hometown hero?
Right.
The fuck? Like, that doesn't make any, but that shit bothers me. And I feel like
that's the same
men don't think about shit like that.
Even with, I feel like all this connected, even though I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
Travis, you heard about the Travis, the ASAP Rocky situation where he said something about he wasn't connected.
Black
to
Lives
Ferguson,
Matter.
So
yep.
he don't give a fuck. He just, and these bitches
see
draw
how
to
life
some
flips
shit like
and
that.
works, and now it's on you, and now you need them same Black Lives Matter protesters and everything basically to help you and get you out. But it's
Right.
Where your damn Soho friends at?
Exactly. Since you so big and you so like it's not affecting you, right? But one day it may, one day it may affect somebody that you know or that's close to you. That's why you should always take heed to it at that moment and get into it and try to find a way. If you can help in any shape
right,
or form,
I agree.
You should help and not so much come out and say certain things like that. Like, you know
Because
what I'm saying?
stuff, but that's the point that I was trying to make to
That's what I'm
my
saying,
friend.
yeah.
Stuff will come back up. It just takes, and so, and then people, I remember Joe Budden had tried to call out another podcast.
I love Joe Budden podcast.
Crystal's from the Reed podcast. She's co-host
For
of
her
the Reed.
even bringing it up.
She had reportedly reposted ASAP's comments from the interview, and then he was
he made it a big thing.
He was just like, why would you do that during this time? And her point was just like you're not gonna come at me for no dumb shit. Like, he said it, right? And so I would be very curious on what's going through his mind, and then what if he's going to say anything when he comes out, because just because that happened to you doesn't necessarily mean your views change when you come out.
Yeah,
right.
Especially when you got so many powerful people that's helping you too, because not Trump getting involved.
Well, they said that actually might hurt him.
Hey, all I'm saying is it's the powerful people that's behind you that's trying to help you that everybody don't have. So now you still
right.
Feel
That's
like
a
you
good
above.
point.
You still above everybody else, and it's still not affecting you.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's true. Because if you still feel like you're above certain things, I mean, it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna hurt Sweden though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's gonna hurt their
dumb people.
There's people are still, because the funny thing is people are gonna still pass through Sweden. People are still going to perform in Sweden. The only people that called out performing in Sweden were black people.
I think Dave East was like, well, I feel bad for my boy, but if Sweden, giving me a check, I'm going.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, to a certain extent, when do you become?
ASAP Rocky probably would have did the same thing. Let's be real. If he said the whole situation before,
because you can't be mad at another artist that needs to get their bread to feed their family and their children. That's what I'm just like. I feel like we jump in when it's convenient, and then Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
I was just bringing it up to bring it back.
But that
to
was a good
R.
point.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
With the R. Kelly, no one.
Yeah,
They're like, "Oh, this is my jam. 2-step, step in the name of love." Oh, okay.
Like, I feel uncomfortable. I'd be like, turn that off.
I don't know. I haven't heard it around me yet, so I don't know my reaction. I don't want to say I wouldn't, and I won't say I would, but we'll see.
Because don't ever be around a bunch of old school.
Oh, they just different. They don't
whatchamacallit,
what people?
I was gonna say I don't even call them misogynists, but men that are from the old school way of thinking or antiquated way of thinking about gender roles. I remember having this conversation going back and forth, and these men like in their 40s, 50s, 60s trying to defend.
They don't see no wrong in it.
Like the fact of certain things, not even defending like R. Kelly, but the fact of like wanting to blame parents and maybe even partially victim blaming, and I'm like, really?
They do that. That's
why he's been able to get away with it for long.
But this is what I'm saying. Like you have, but the one thing I was listening to, I listened to this podcast called Let's Talk Bruh, and it's a really good podcast. And they had an episode about Let's Talk about toxic masculinity. Yeah. And in there, they had said that it had me think. So they were defining toxic masculinity, but the issue was, and they had, they called it out, was just a lot of things like toxic masculinity. Men get so defensive about it because they also want to ignore that they also have male privilege, right? And so certain things, like when you say to a black man, like, your behaviors are toxic, it's almost kind of questioning like who they are as men, right? Like all they knew was their masculinity, but now you're saying like their behaviors that they learn are toxic. But the bigger issue is trauma is passed down from one family to the next, to the next, to the next. Think about what your parents dealt with, right? Like when my parents dealt with certain things, they grew up in the islands. They didn't say I love you. They didn't deal with this. My mom had her first child at 16. Like all these things happened, right? Like, I didn't say I love you to my parents until I was 18. Like all these things are subconscious and you're not thinking about them. So imagine the traumas that are passed down. But the issue is certain things are excused. Certain things are excused. So I feel like R. Kelly was able to get away with a lot of different things because beyond the fame and the money, in our minds, because we are an oppressed group, I think partially, and this is my opinion, we're partially like you're looking for a meal ticket. Like how else can you raise your family if you have this guy saying like he could make your daughter a star, and all of a sudden in your mind you're just thinking like, man, this could possibly help me get out of where I'm living, me not working 5 jobs. You don't know what these people's situations are, and I don't necessarily know that's all the case with all the victims, but I'm just saying with us as a black community, there are so many things that were done to us to stay oppressed that we still don't realize that we also oppress each other or suppress each other, right? And so, yeah, it just had me thinking about the trauma being passed down. And when I had the conversation with these older black men that think it's okay, like this is one conversation I had with this one black guy. He was just like, until I compared his daughter, he was just like, I was like, spousal rape is a thing. He was like, I don't understand. I was like, just because you're married to a woman doesn't mean you own her body. Like, she's not obligated to have sex with you. And I was just like, okay, so your daughter, you have an older daughter. So what if she told you, Dad, that her husband raped her? What would you do?
Oh, he got
quiet. He got quiet because he was just like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. And I'm just like, guys, like,
that's the thing. They don't think. They just do.
No thought process and nothing that they do. They just move.
Yeah. So, anywho, not to get on this soapbox, I'm gonna come off of it. So, moving on to all of the things, lighthearted, could be heavy, whatever's going on. So, I'm always kind of pulling topics out of the air, ladies, and something that I swear I stay on Twitter and I'll see some random shit. And so, I wanted to see how open-minded you all were when it came to dating. Would you all? I mean, there's a myriad of things I listed. Would you all date someone with an STD if they were honest about? Oh, Queen made a face.
Oh, I missed it.
She made a face. So judgy. Okay, come on.
I am not judging. How you know I wasn't just doing that? I wasn't reading a message.
You weren't. I looked exactly at you because you were looking at that damn cup, parfait, whatever that shit was. Okay, so let's do it question by question. Would you all date someone with an STD if they were honest with you about it?
I don't think I could do that.
Why?
Because I would be. That's always going to be in the back of my mind. I'm like,
what's going to be in the back of your mind?
Like, can I get it? Like, even though if you know that you can't get it, it's just always going to be there. I'm be like,
You all didn't even ask, like, depends on which STD.
No, that's all I'm going to say. Wait, but STDs and STIs kind of different because I think. But don't STIs kind of like.
I guess like STIs, they can be treated, and STD is like, they got it and it come back every now and then.
I felt like, to be honest, STDs were always the words that were used, and then that grouped up things that were quote unquote curable. I still think they're the same, but I'd put STI in there just to be quote unquote
New school.
Just to be what's the word? Politically correct. But there's so there's
pills that can get rid of STIs and then STDs.
Well, there's gonorrhea you can get rid of. There's chlamydia you can get rid of.
But they say that would be considered a STD. But a STI is considered like infection. A yeast infection or something.
No. Yeast infections wouldn't be an STI because that's sexually transmitted. Yeast infections aren't necessarily transmitted. There's women that get it without even having sex. Right. It's just a lot of bacteria growing up in your.
That's why they're comparing it. That's why they're grouping that as a STI. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah, that's right. But gonorrhea, chlamydia, herpes, HIV, making more faces, Queen. I'm just naming them. I mean,
I don't know.
The herpes, absolutely not. But if you had something before and you don't have it now, that it's like cleared up, then maybe.
But that's the thing, it's never cleared up. It always can come back.
What can't?
The herpes and stuff.
Well, yeah, herpes like ixnay on that.
So,
but if you had like gonorrhea or something and then like it was cured, then that's something different.
So, despite how this man treats you, you went through some shitty ass relationships over the course of your life, and I have to be mindful because both of y'all are in y'all 20s, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
I
forgot y'all the same age.
Georgette, I'm 32.
You're lying.
I'm a few years behind you. I know I look like a baby, but
yeah,
I'm 32.
both of you. Both of y'all look like kids. Y'all about the same age. Yeah.
Oh, Telli.
You got I'm a couple years behind you, but yeah.
She blew my mind.
It's just we don't have as much experience as you.
Whoa.
No, I'm not talking about with men. Bitch, I'm not talking about.
Okay, that's a wrap. All right, that's it.
I'm not saying.
Let me unlock this door.
I'm not saying like as traveling and shit. I'm not talking about.
That's shady as fuck.
That shit was actually funny. That was the way she said it was hilarious.
You knew what I meant, not like
I did. What I'm saying
is, you
is,
don't like a baby like me.
No, I know. When I found out she was younger, like the amount, how old she was, or how much younger she was, I was like, Queen, really? But the reason why I ask is because, excuse me, when you're in college or you deal with different things, you don't necessarily know what you're going to come up against.
You don't.
And I think a lot of times there's a lot of stigmas.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say I don't know. Only because, like, if it was me, I feel some type of way somebody else felt that way about me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You took the words out of my mouth, Queen. Like, that's exactly what I was going to say. Flip it on the head with y'all.
One thing about me, I always put myself in predicaments that other people, granted, I'm not in that predicament, but I always put myself in a predicament that another person is going through because what if, like,
if that happened to you, would you want someone to?
You never, and I don't want to speak it out in the atmosphere and say, I would never date someone or I would never love someone or I would never be with somebody because of the situation that they in, and then boom, it falls back on me and now I can't get nobody for myself.
Because of your,
whatever situation that's going on.
That shit happens. You'll be surprised. That shit happens all the time.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
You don't know. I mean, but if they're taking precautions to protect you and themselves, right?
See, my generation of men, they're trash, they're horrible, they're not. And if they got it, they'll try to want you to have it. And because they so inconsiderate, they not taking care of themselves. Like, you just never know. And you just got, but it's so scary.
No, it is scary. That's why you should always protect yourself. But I'm talking about the person, like, specifically, if this person was honest with you, they were taking their meds for whatever it may be, right? So, for instance, herpes, it's a skin disease, right? Like, right? But it's not something that can kill you. And then you're over here shaking.
Cause I'm just sick of it going this. In the fit. Georgette, don't look at me like that.
But the thing is, I'm
just thinking.
But I truly believe you all have stigmas about it just because of how it's been painted.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, dead ass. Like, what if herpes? One didn't have the name herpes. Like, the way it sounds just sounds kind of funky. But because gonorrhea to me, honest, sounds more disgusting than herpes to me. Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea sound like diarrhea to me. So it sounds like something.
Gonorrhea, right? So anywho, okay. So Telli, she said like she would try to put herself in their shoes. What about you? Like, you're not even willing to consider?
The herpes, no. Maybe if it was, damn, damn, even like the HIV and stuff, like like everybody ain't Magic Johnson, so I don't know.
But there's more advanced medication, at least with HIV. I'm just again like this is me just playing advocate, but
I don't think I could do the herpes or the HIV/AIDS thing. I don't think I could.
Why? But why not? Because so you can only do ones that you know at least according to the FDA is curable. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
What about you, Georgette?
You know, I was in a predicament where I was just like, I could never do this because of this. And then when you end up being in a situation where it's like, damn, the tables can easily turn. I don't know. I mean, it depends on how honest they are with me. If they're honest with me and being where I am now, maturity level, and seeing people deal with some of the things that they've dealt with, you could date somebody that is the man of your dreams internally and not have anything, but he could treat you like shit. And then you have somebody that maybe dealing with something and is completely honest with you and doing things and you all are working through this together. It depends, right? Like, it depends. It depends. It really depends. Could it be a stranger off the street? No. But if it was a guy friend like that I've known for 10, 15, 20 years, and then we like, and life happened to us, and then we're together, then that's a little bit different. Because I would want you to tell me, like, okay, so what happened? Right? Like, was it you caught it? Because sometimes some of these cases, y'all, some people catch it the first time they have sex, and they get that stigma attached to them. But everyone's only automatically assuming like, oh shit, they got this because of no, it's not the case.
Like, doing whatever.
Yeah, and then men are silent carriers of diseases, and sometimes if some don't know, so they transmit it.
Yeah.
To their partner, and then some people do know and still out here in these streets. The only one that you can go to jail for though is HIV. You have to disclose. So, okay, what about someone less college educated than you?
Oh, I don't care about that.
You don't?
Because I feel like
what about money? Like the combination of like they didn't go to college and they're making less money than you. Oh, you got real quiet. So she don't like that double combo. Okay.
Only because I'm the type of person like I see people, not so much I see their future, but I see the drive that they have, that I could see that in a future that they may do better than me, or as far as funds go, money. Like, eventually you're going to have more money than me, or you're going to be doing better than me. Not so much better than me, but basically you're going to have more money than me. You're going to be able to take care of me. And that's
so you're saying you need them to make more money than you?
Eventually. Like, I can't be the one who, I can have the most money.
So she has an issue with
I don't
you.
want to, yeah, I don't know. I can't. If you don't go to college, I could deal with that, because some niggas really do be smart. Niggas cannot go to college and still be smart, be educated, know what they doing, know how to get a bag, know how to hustle. Like, it's a lot of things they can do. So that I ain't worried about college. But when it comes to that money, what a bag at, nigga, what a bag at. Like, don't play with
So that's a thing.
But
you, okay.
It's a thing for me, but I'm not I'm not pressed about it. Like, in the beginning stage, I'm not pressed.
So
like, if I have a little bit more money than you, and it's okay.
So that's only going to last but so long. So if he's taking care of the house, taking care of you, taking care of the children, is cooking, is cleaning, you still have an issue with him making less money than you?
Not if he's taking care of shit.
So see, now there's contingencies.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just listening.
Shit.
Look at.
I'm gonna say it loud and proud. Hell yeah, nigga.
What about you?
For me, like the education thing, I mean, because we're in a different day and age, so anybody could get a bag like super young. You don't even have to go to college no more.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
With this all social media and everything, you could be good. But as far as the money thing, I mean, like, it depends. Like, how much difference is it? Because
well, you say it. What are you comfy with or not comfy with?
I mean, I don't mind. Like, of course, if I'm making more, like, that's cool. But if it starts to become like an issue to where the guy's like insecure or like making little sly comments or something about it,
right? Which has nothing to do with you, it has to do with him. Then that's gonna bother you. Yeah.
I don't want to make so much more to where my guy doesn't feel confident or secure.
But why would you want to stop doing what you're doing because of this man's insecurities?
She didn't say she wanted to
She
stop.
said no. She said she wouldn't want to make more than him to the point where it makes him feel insecure. What she makes is on her. What he doesn't make is on him. But some men will project their insecurities to make it seem like she's turning it against him because she makes more. Because some women might emasculate men, but men might feel emasculated by that on their own.
And the reason why I partially, well, kind of, if not more, agree with Telly about the situation is because one thing about me, like, I love men that are men. So 9 times out of 10, whatever guy that I date, he's going to feel pressed that he's not making more money than me, because that's the type of man that I need a man to feel like he need to be making more than me or doing more than me.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, but I wouldn't want to get caught up in the man that feels insecure that I'm making more than him. Like, that's on you. Like, if that bothers you so much, that has nothing to do with me.
But it probably 9 times out of 10 it's probably bothering him because he don't know, like, it's like, but I don't know. I can't speak for men. We need a man here. We need a man here.
But then I think it kind of goes back to like the subconscious thing, like the traditional role. It's like, okay, the man has to be the breadwinner. You know, the woman could do her thing, but if it's to a certain point, like, let's just take, I don't know if I necessarily want to say like Barack and Michelle, but because Michelle, I mean,
she had more money than him in the beginning. And when they was lawyers, she was over him.
But he was confident enough to not let that bother him. That's the point that I'm making.
And she was okay with like, she seen the growth in him. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's the point that I'm making.
I'm like, I'm Michelle. Call me Michelle, baby. Because I see the growth in you. I did.
No, because then she gonna let that shit go if you ain't holding your weight, though. She will.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Because I see it in you, I'm assuming and I'm hoping that you're going, like, you're going to be better. You're going to be doing more. You're going to get to a place where you're going to be taking care of me. You're going to be taking care of my kids. And we're going to be perfectly fine.
But is that the case because of that's what you saw with your parents? Where did you learn that from, though, Queen?
Oh, probably so, because my mom and my daddy been together since before I was born. But my mom and daddy,
because we don't see that no more.
Yeah, but my mom and daddy never got married. My mom and daddy just got married 2 years ago.
Really?
2, 3. So
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So right now I'm 24, about to be 25 this year. So my mom and daddy been together over 25 years, and they never got married until 2, 3 years ago. But my daddy, he always took care of my mama. He did.
It's learned, but all I'm saying is it's learned behavior.
But nowadays, I don't know if my daddy be trying to be like, my daddy take care of the household. He pay the bills. But my mama also do, like, she pay her part too. Like, she'll pay some bills every now and then. But now she got me paying them. So that come back up from home for college shit.
Yes.
But yeah, like, I feel like that's what I seen. Like, my daddy always was the person to take care. Now, granted, I don't know who makes the most money. Now, I don't know that, but shit, my daddy take care. So if my mom was making more money than my daddy, shit, he's still paying the bills. He's still, anything I wanted, anything I needed, he was there, like, always. And I feel like, I'm going to be the same way. Like, I need my man to do that.
Well, just to kind of throw it in there, I just think a lot of this stuff is learned behavior, and with the specific gender roles that our parents hold to, I feel like a lot of that, we were the generation that kind of broke free from a lot of those traditional norms, gender norms. You know, I think for me, I want us to have our own money, to be honest. Like, I want us to be able to have our own. Like, if something happens and we weren't together, because I don't know necessarily if I want to get married, I want to be able to walk away with what, I have. You should be able to walk away with what you have. I remember, I don't even know if this was a relationship, but in college, this guy had done some shit, and it was his idea to get a bank account together. I was like, okay. So he put money in, I put money in, and then I started seeing him take money out, but it was just funny to me, so I didn't like that. So I took my contributions out, but I realized he was taking money.
He wasn't telling you he was taking it. He was just
taking money, but he was taking money out, and I soon realized it was the portions that he put in, like his portion. But I guess he had to get his car fixed, or he was doing things, whatever. It doesn't matter. Went to the bank account, like we had gotten to an argument and we had broken up or whatever. Went to the bank. There was money left over in that bank account. Went to the bank and got a check cut in his name for the remainder of the amount in that bank account. I didn't want no parts of that money because I had already taken out what I knew I put in. So say it was $1,200 in there. I had put in $3. I took out the $3. Everything else that he did not take out was his. And I got that check made out to him. And I gave it to him whenever I saw him. But I'm just saying, to me, like, I don't necessarily know if you not making the most money is a big deal to me. The issue I would have, though, is you trying to make it seem like it's my fault that you feel inadequate about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't make me. No.
Yeah.
But that's the point that I'm making, because there will be some men that will feel inadequate about it, but just because it's their insecurities, their ego, it has nothing to do with me or the woman. So.
Harder, nigga.
Ooh, okay, what about the amputation? Amputate a limb? Queen's faces. I'm gonna continue to record
You
your
is
faces.
not about to try to come for me in my faces. Listen, what had happened was no, I don't think so. Though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky.
Right.
I would say maybe. I mean, if the guy like treated me like his princess, like his queen, and then he, like, you know, maybe like didn't have an arm or something.
So
maybe
that's
like,
okay, but the STD's not okay if he's still treated like you. Oh, Sally shut that down real quick. He treated like you like a king, and he's no play. But an amputated limb, you're okay.
Yeah. She said she is. You ain't finna come for her, Georgette.
No, listen. I just want some clarification. Okay. If they were
sure, like if you're married and then God forbid something happens and then you in it.
Would y'all change your minds if y'all were married to someone and their limb got amputated later on because of something that happened, like a freak accident or?
That's trash. Like
you would leave your.
Wait, I'm confused.
I said if you were married and that happened.
Would you leave your spouse?
No.
Okay.
No. If it happened, we was already together and it happened. No.
Okay.
I'm with you forever, baby.
You say that now. Anywho, let me stop. Okay, transgender.
No.
But you didn't know and they didn't look it and they told you.
No.
I don't think I could get over the fact that you used to be so and so and such and such. Like,
can you fill in those blanks for me, please, Sally? What's so and so and such and such?
You used to be old boy down the street, and now
you was a whole woman.
No,
old girl down the street, and
right?
Now you,
No.
Why, Queen?
Because you was a woman.
If they did the surgery and everything,
we can't have you. You can't come.
You don't know that. Have you dated someone that was transgender? Have you asked them? So then you can't assume. You don't know that.
You cannot. What you mean? You
is that
a woman?
Do you know that is a fact?
Women cannot make other women pregnant.
A reassignment surgeries are real. I can't tell you what happens. I can't speak from that perspective. I'm just saying you're assuming though. Janet Mock is transgender.
Who?
Janet Mock.
Who?
Oh, I've heard that name. She has a book or something out, right?
If I show you a picture of Janet Mock,
she probably don't. Just like
she was
Amina, whatever her name is. She looked like
who?
A whole woman.
Amina.
I don't know how to say her name, but she was on Star with
Oh, I didn't see Star. You talking about
No, but let me show you her. But even her, she was a whole man.
Type in Janet Mock in the meantime.
And she's a beautiful woman, but.
Okay, y'all fared very interesting in these questions. All right. Look up Janet Mock, though. Gorgeous. Okay, so then we'll do this offline. Okay, ladies. How can they find you online? Telly, go ahead. You start.
I'm just Telly. I am JUSTTELLI. Twitter, Instagram. Yeah.
And what else you got going on your Instagram?
Oh, Tellyoki.
Yes.
Y'all the Tellyoki I'm about to drop on y'all tomorrow.
How do you spell Tellyoki?
TELLIOKE.
Well, by the time this comes out, it would already drop because this comes out on Wednesday.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm about to drop something crazy, y'all. Woo. Yeah. Woo. Follow me. I'm just Telly. Get your life.
Okay, woo. Queen. How can they find you? Who is this?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, but you could tell from features specific. No. Yes.
It's like Laverne Cox. You could tell.
Laverne, you could tell. But no, I want you to type in. Hold on, I'm gonna type this in for you, and you need to charge your phone. I can't with you in these days.
Always, right?
This is.
But y'all already know. Y'all can follow me, the one and only, at Queen. They said it's literally spelled how it is said. QUEENTHEYSAID. I can tell from these features. But then again, I know.
There's other pictures though, yeah.
The thing is, I could tell only because I love to be around transgenders and punks and stuff. Like I love them.
You said what did you say? You said
gay guys.
Punks.
Like flamboyant gay guys. Like I love them.
I would say because girl, punks can be offensive. I was like, who are you calling punks?
Oh.
The LGBTQIA plus.
But that's how Miami people talk. Let's be clear, people, when y'all listen to this, because you probably got a lot of New York listeners. Miami people lingo is way different.
You gonna have to clarify. Yes.
People in Miami don't is not always offended by punks. Some people are, some people not. But my friends, they don't care.
Outside of South Florida, you're talking about the LGBTQIA plus community, Queen.
What is all this?
Where did the IA plus?
Oh yeah, girl. Come on, ladies. It's in there. No, dead ass. That's in there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not, because you are not part of that community, Queen. You can't tell them.
No,
not
it's just a fact. It's so many. Like, how we gonna keep up?
Easy. That should be all inclusive.
And then y'all get offended when we don't know. I don't like it. I like y'all though, but I don't like it.
If you don't remember, you at least can remember the LGBTQ.
Yeah.
You got that one.
I mean, but that's been ingrained in us for years. Now we got to ingrain 3 more things.
IA plus. That's it. Okay, I'm going to continue. Listen, you can find me online on Twitter at Georgette, my first name, and Instagram at Georgette Pierre. Twitter and IG, Black Nuance Pod. That's Black NUANCED Pod. Find me on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Spotify at Black and Nuance Podcast. And email me at blacknuancedpod@gmail.com for any questions, comments, and feedback. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you, Georgette.
And we're ready for next week.
Hey.